द्विषतः परकाये मां मानिनो भिन्नदर्शिनः भूतेषु बद्धवैरस्य न मनः शान्तिं रक्षति. So we are discussing from Madhurya Kadambini. So we were discussing these words from Madhurya Kadambini, and we discussed about Adu Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, then Bhajan Kriya, and then we are discussing Anartha Nivriti. So in Anartha Nivriti we discussed about Sukritutta Anartha, Duskritutta Anartha, and then we are discussing about Aparad. So in Aparad, then we started discussing about one important aspect why offenses happen because of lack of respect. So then we came to this section of Lord Kapila, where he talks about respecting. What to say of respecting devotees? He talks about respecting every living entity. So we started discussing these verses from this section, and now today we are discussing text number 23. So here Lord Kapila is saying, one who offers me respect but is envious of the bodies of others and is therefore a separatist never attains peace of mind because of his inimical behavior towards other living entities. So we see that how these two are so important aspects. There are three main things for a jiva when he is in the material world. One is how he relates to the Lord. Second is how he relates with the other living entities. And third is how he relates with material nature. So in our Vedic culture, all these three things were very nicely taught to every living entity. Unfortunately, we see in the modern world, neither they are taught how to relate with the Lord, neither they are properly taught how to relate with other living entities, nor they are taught how to relate with material nature. That is the reason we see people, they don't have faith in God. That is the reason we see people, they have disturbing relationships. And that is the reason we see people polluting material nature. So these three are interconnected also. So when a devotee, he sees how living entities are also connected to God and material nature also is energy of the Supreme Lord. So in that connection, he respects living entities also and material nature also. Among them also, the way he relates to living entities has a lot to do with his peace of mind. Uh, if he is not relating to material nature properly, that will affect his body. But if he is not relating properly to other living entities, that will affect his mind. If he is not relating properly to the Supreme Lord, that will affect his soul. So one of the reason we see today, people they have a very disturbed mind because they don't have trustworthy relationships. Because their mind is not peaceful, they don't find shelter in relationship. So here Lord is saying, one is respecting to the Lord in the sense he is relating to the Lord, but he is envious of others. Then he will be a separatist and he will not have peace of mind. So when living entity does not see this relation, then these things happen where a person may envy other living entities. So actually when a person envies some other living entity, he is actually envying Krishna. Because whatever the living entity is able to do, they are getting those qualities by the mercy of the Lord. There may be a devotee who is very good in singing because Krishna has blessed him. There may be a devotee who is very good in playing instruments. Krishna has blessed him. There may be another devotee who may be very good in presenting the philosophy of Krishna consciousness. Krishna has blessed him. There may be a devotee who may be very good in making poster videos and so on and so. Krishna has blessed him. So when we don't see that and when we envy him that, why he is doing so better than me? Oh, why he is having such a nice skills than me? So in one way, we are questioning Krishna that Krishna, why you blessed him like this? Krishna, why you gave him that skill? So envying living entity means envying Krishna. But a devotee of the Lord, he knows that how the living entities, they are part and parcel of the Lord. And Lord is there in their heart. And Lord is empowering all the jivas. Lord is empowering all living entities. We need to see that connection, and we need to appreciate that living entity, that he is so blessed by Krishna. When we glorify also devotees, so many times we glorify devotees with their qualities. So we may glorify devotees that, oh, this devotee is so humble. Oh, or we may glorify devotees because of their services. Oh, this devotee has done this. Oh, this devotee has done this. But ideally, when we glorify also, we should add this point that he is so blessed by the Lord that he sings so nicely for pleasure of the Lord. He is so blessed that he has a very humble disposition. He is so blessed. He is very selfless. We need to see the qualities, the service, the skills which living entity is having. That all is by the mercy of the Lord. Sometimes logical mind may say, "Arey, there are certain things which comes by karma. Then why we have to say that it is by the mercy of the Lord? Even if it is karma that Krishna is giving, even if it is karma, it is Krishna giving. We are not obliged to get what we want or what we have in our karma. It is Krishna's mercy who is giving. So when we know this, then we can have peace of mind. If we are not able to relate to the living entities, keeping Krishna in the center, we will have a very disturbed mind. We'll have a lot of mental agony. But when we understand, then we will not have. And that's why here he's saying that one may be respecting God, but is envious of others. Then he cannot have peace of mind. We see even in association of devotees that many times these feelings of envy they come, especially when devotees who are of equal age or equal time they have come to devotional service. When we see someone doing better than us, then feeling comes that, "Arey, how come he is able to do better than us? How come he is given more bigger post? How come he is given more resources? How come he is having so many skills? Why Krishna is doing so much to him?" So we become envious that, how come he is doing so better than me? But then we have to know that Krishna has blessed him. And when we appreciate him, seeing his connection to Krishna, then Krishna becomes happy with us. That, oh, you are able to glorify that devotee. You are able to see that how I am blessing that devotee. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had called Rup Goswami in Prayagraj, and that time Mahaprabhu became very happy with the devotion of Rup Goswami. So in front of all Vaishnavas, he was glorifying Rup Goswami. And while he was glorifying Rup Goswami, he was seeing the expression of other devotees. But because other devotees are also great devotees, so by hearing Rupa Goswami glorification, they all became so happy that, yes, Mahaprabhu, you are right. He is such an amazing devotee, so much blessed by you. And seeing that, Mahaprabhu also became happy. And then Mahaprabhu started glorifying other devotees also. So whenever Krishna is blessing some other devotee, in one way it is test by Krishna for us. Are we happy with that or not? How are we feeling when Krishna is empowering some other devotee and not us? So ideal devotee means he wants to give pleasure to Krishna. Ideal devotee means he sees Krishna's connection with everyone. So when somebody else is empowered, the ideal devotee will see, oh, he must be a better devotee than me, and see how Krishna is blessing him. And let me become his servant. Let me become his assistant. In that way, I can give some service to Krishna. In that way, I can give pleasure to Krishna. So instead of competing, we cooperate. We don't compete that, oh, I will also show I am not a less devotee, like that. And this attitude is a attitude which pleases Krishna. So devotional service means that anukulena krishnanu shilanam. A devotee has this foundational desire that I want to give pleasure to Krishna, and all his actions, all his thoughts are centered around this foundational desire and intention that I want to give pleasure to Krishna. So if somebody else is empowered more, and if we just appreciate him and seeing his connection to Krishna, then Krishna is very happy. And we have to, if we see a skill of a person without his connection to Krishna, then we cannot protect ourselves from envy. We'll surely become envious. But when we see that it is Krishna giving him, then we don't become envious. And our Krishna consciousness increases more, seeing Krishna's connection to him like that. So here he's saying that if somebody is respecting but he is envious, then he is separatist. Separatist means he can't see that the same Lord whom I am respecting, that same Lord is empowering him and he is becoming envious of that living entity. So that's why he's saying he is a separatist. He is not able to see the connection. That the same Lord whom he respects, the same Lord whom he considers that my Lord is supremely powerful, my Lord is supremely intelligent, he is omnipotent, omniscient. But the same Lord, when he's empowering a fellow devotee, he's feeling envious of that devotee. So that is not good. Then that's why he's considered as a separatist, like this. And when we come in full devotion service, these things we have to deal with, especially because we have to stay with devotees. So naturally, there will be devotees who will do better than us. Krishna will empower seeing the individual devotee. So then, if we become envious, not only we lose on our relationship with those devotees, we also lose on our relationship with God. And that's why Krishna is saying that we have to see this connection between Krishna and between other living entities, how they are being empowered by the Lord. Like this. And then because of envy, what happens? He becomes inimical towards other living entities. He develops certain feeling of an enemy towards those living entities, or the feeling of jealousy for those living entities. He feels, how come, he is getting so much, like that. We have to know that devotee means he is par dukha dukhi and par sukha sukhi. And this attitude very much pleases the Lord. When a devotee becomes very happy with some other devotee becoming happy or doing something, and a devotee becomes distressed when he finds some other person is distressed. We hear in Ramayana that when Dashrath Maharaj, he put forward a proposal in front of ministers that I'm thinking Lord Ram should be empowered as the king. And all the ministers, they say, Jai Maharaj, very nice thought. And you should not wait tomorrow itself. We should coronate Lord Ram as a king. So Dashrath Maharaj was surprised seeing that reaction. So he asked them that, were you happy with me or what? Then the minister said, no, no, Maharaj, we are happy with you also. But then Lord Ram is Lord Ram. So please coronate him as a king as soon as possible. So then Dashrath Maharaj inquires that which quality of Lord Ram you see in him, because of which you are so eager to have him as the king. So then they say that Lord Ram has one very special quality, that when he finds some person is in distress, he also becomes distressed. When he finds some person is happy, Lord Ram also celebrates his happiness. So that was the quality of Lord Ram, that when he would go in a family, and if you would find that family is having some miserable situation, and suppose somebody dies in the family and they are crying, Lord Ram also would cry with them. And when he goes in another family where they are having celebration because they got something, they are happy. So Lord Ram also would take part in that celebration. He also would share that same happiness. Seeing that, people would feel so connected to Lord Ram. They would have such trust in Lord Ram. So he says that because of this quality, Lord Ram should be empowered as a king. And same quality reflects in devotees also. We hear like about Srila Sanatan Goswami. On Guru Purnima day, remembering Sanatan Goswami, so many people they do Govardhan Parikrama, even more than people who do Govardhan Parikrama on Govardhan Puja day. So why people would feel such connectivity to Srila Sanatan Goswami? Because Sanatan Goswami also would go house to house in Vraj. And when he would find there is a occasion of celebration, he would enjoy that occasion. When he would find that somebody is going through some problems, then he would feel sympathy for them. He would also feel unhappy because of they are going through some problems. So we see this is the heart of a devotee, that para dukha dukhi and para sukha sukhi, like this. And he, when he is having this kind of attitude is very pleasing to Krishna, like this. So this thing is mentioned here. So I was hearing His Holiness Tarnath Maharaj lecture. So Maharaj also speaks similar one aspect, that why we have to respect a living entity. So in that Maharaj says there are two ways. Maharaj says there are different consciousness in which a person may offer respect. At gross level, one may offer out of etiquette, although in heart we may have a feeling of superiority. So one way is that in his heart one feels I am better than others, I am better than him. But then out of etiquette he may bow down and pay respect. So then Maharaj says it is a sacred austerity to offer respect. But pure soul offer respect knowing Paramatma is inside his heart, and out of love he offers respect to others. This is called Vaishnava. To the degree we have this quality, we are Vaishnava, real Vaishnava. So one aspect is that we have a feeling of superiority in the heart, but then still out of etiquette we offer respect. So that also is good, and we should continue this. This is a sacred austerity to offer respect. But then higher than that is when we see that how super soul is in the heart of this person. And then out of love, you pay respect to him. Why? Because Krishna loves him. For whatever he may be, Krishna loves him as it is. So then because of Lord loves him, then we also offer respect to him out of love. And to the degree we do this, to that degree we are real Vaishnava. So Maharaj was beautifully telling in this lecture that whenever we interact with other devotees or whenever we interact with other living entities, we have to see those interactions are our test of Krishna consciousness. So when suppose some living entities they cause trouble, or suppose something happens in our life. So one thing is we keep blaming, one thing is we keep accusing others. So in that what will happen is Maharaj was saying that your heart will become hard and your bhakti lata will not be able to grow properly. But if we can learn the art of forgiveness, if we can see that how it is Krishna through them is purifying me, this is a test for my purification. My heart is being plowed so that it can become more fertile. So when we can have this, then our heart will become soft, like this. So the devotees who have a gross consciousness, they may maintain this victim consciousness. Oh, because of him this happened. Oh, because he did this, I got pained. Oh, because of this happened. And in this blaming, accusing, or feeling ourselves victim, what happens is our heart will remain hard. But when we forgive, knowing that they are just instrument in hands of Krishna, and Krishna has a plan for my purification, and through them he is doing it. And I accept that program with Krishna as for me, without developing hatred and envy for the instrument whom Krishna is using. Now it is very difficult, easy to hear, but difficult when you see some person is causing trouble. You feel Krishna, something should happen to him. But we have to know that ultimately behind everything is Krishna. Like that. So His Holiness Kadam Kanan Maharaj also says that those who are at Kanishta level, they get very disturbed by the activities on the surface. Why this decision happened? Why he spoke like that? Why he did like that? But those who are Madhyama, they are more deeper. And they are able to see that why this is happening. What Krishna wants from me. why Krishna is arranging this situation in my life. And those who are Uttamadhikari, pure level, they know that it is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's plan which is going on, and I may not be able to understand. I have to surrender to this plan. So we have to know that beyond the superficial exchanges which we have with people, beyond the superficial things which may happen, there is a very deep plan of the Lord for everyone involved. Otherwise, we see on superficial, many times people become envious, then they compete, they try to do so much to show themselves better than others. And in that whole pursuit, what happens, their whole energy is drained out. And their heart becomes more hard. And they lose the opportunity to practice spirituality. And it happens life after life. It's not that we may feel, oh, only in this life, I have this opportunity and I can do much, why I should be behind. Every life we are caught by thoughts of sense gratification, by the thoughts of proving ourselves better than others, by thoughts of trying to control others. And in that, the time passes and we lose the opportunity to become humble servant of the Supreme Lord. So when we know that whatever is happening, if something bad is happening to me, it is a plan of the Lord for my purification. And that does not give me a reason to envy or hate other living entities. And what is the reason that I should love other living entities? Because Krishna loves them, because Krishna as a super soul is sitting in their heart. And with that understanding, we should try to help them, whatever way pleases them. I was in Noida, so one devotee was asking me, Prabhuji, when we preach, sometimes we try to give Krishna consciousness, but then they have some other thoughts, other understanding, and it becomes difficult. So I was telling him that preaching means helping people to appreciate Krishna. That is preaching. At their level, we have to see what will help them to appreciate Krishna. So somebody is a devotee of Lord Shiva. Krishna himself is saying in Bhagavad Gita, don't disturb faith of people. We should encourage that, Hare, you are amazing. Very rare to find people having faith in God, but you are worshipping Lord Shiva. And he's such a Vaishnam Yatha Sambhu. He's such a special devotee of Lord. And he's very empowered personality. He is neither Jiv Tattva, he is neither Vishnu Tattva, he is Sambhu Tattva. In fact, Lord Shiva and Mother Parvati, they are mother and father of the whole universe. And that's why it is natural for most jivas to worship them. So we have to know how to help people to appreciate Krishna. That is preaching. Whatever will help people to appreciate Krishna, that is preaching. If we try to impose our thoughts, if we try to impose our things, then that is not preaching. Many times what happens, a new person who takes up to devotional service, he himself is not so happy with the practices which he is doing. Like for him, it is difficult to get up early in the morning, but somehow being in the setup, he gets up. It's difficult for him to chant 16 rounds, but then somehow he's chanting. And when such a new person is put into preaching, so very strongly he preaches because he feels I am so much suffering and I need company. He will preach सुबह उठना चाहिए क्योंकि उसको अंदर इतना फ्रस्ट्रेशन हो रहा है कि मेरे को उठना पड़ रहा है तो वो बहुत स्ट्रांगली प्रीच करेगा या 16 माला का भी बहुत स्ट्रांगली प्रीच करेगा 16 माला करना है सबको क्योंकि उसको करना पड़ रहा है बट व्हेन यू बिकम मैच्योर then you preach as per the level of people what will help them what they can appreciate like that then you don't want to very fanatically impose Krishna consciousness on others like that then very maturely you handle like His Holiness Raghunath Maharaj was telling in one lecture that those people who would call women as stool are the same people who later on eat that stool मीन्स जो नए ब्रह्मचारी बनते थे तो बहुत फैनेटिकली बोलते थे वुमेन मतलब माया है ये तो विष्टा है वो ऐसा क्यों क्योंकि उनके अंदर में खुद बहुत ज्यादा अट्रैक्शन था तो बेचारे वैसे ही फ्रस्ट्रेटेड थे तो उसके कारण वो बहुत स्ट्रांगली प्रीच करते थे लेकिन बाद में क्या होता है, वो उनके प्रति अट्रैक्ट हो जाते हैं, क्योंकि हेट्रेड एंड अट्रैक्शन आर टू साइड्स ऑफ सेम कॉइन। अगर कोई व्यक्ति में किसी विषय वस्तु के प्रति बहुत हेट्रेड है, यानी कि बहुत अटैच्ड है। बट preaching means you have to help people to appreciate Krishna. So first is respect people for what they are, then help them to appreciate Krishna, and then slowly they will make progress. That is very important. We can't afford to envy others. We can't afford to feel ourselves better than others. So sometimes we may feel, oh, Prabhu, we have such a nice philosophy. We are so nicely situated. So we can feel that we are fortunate, but we cannot feel that, अरे बाकी सब तो बेकार हैं, हम लोग ही बहुत अच्छे हैं. That feeling is not good. We can feel we are blessed by mercy of Prabhupada. He so much sacrificed, and somehow by God's mercy, we got such a pure message coming in such a pure parampara. But that does not give us reason to criticize or ridicule others. We can try our best to help them, and if not, then just respect them. So Vedic culture is respect all and associate with few. That's why in Uddesa Amrit, Srila Rupa Goswami also talks about Kanishtadhikari, Madhyamadhikari, Uttamadhikari. So discrimination is not for the purpose of judging, but the discrimination is for the purpose of choosing one's association. So Vedic culture is like that. You respect all, but then you associate with few for your spiritual upliftment. Modern culture is respect no one and associate with all. They will mix with all and they will not respect anyone. So then what happens is they don't grow in their consciousness. They develop many bad tendencies, they develop many bad attitudes. So this aspect of respect is very important, and one has to know how to relate with other living entities also. So now I spoke about three aspects: relating with nature, relating with living entities, relating with God. Among them also, the first two aspects are very important: relating with God and relating with living entities. And they, as such, all three are interlinked, but I am focusing on first two. So they both are interlinked. Uh, if somebody does not know how to respect other living entities, and he does not know how to have a loving relationship with other living entities, the sadhana he does, sadhana means he wants to connect to God, he wants to relate to God. So the sadhana he does without respecting other living entities, without developing loving relationship with other living entities, that sadhana will not have much effect on his consciousness. Although he is doing sadhana, but he will not be able to grow by doing that sadhana. Why? Because he is not able to properly relate with other living entities. So that's why it plays a very important role that when you want to connect to Krishna, how you deal with his children's, how you deal with his part and parcel. When somebody is trying to relate to Krishna and also is seeing that how same Lord is present in the heart of all the living entities, and all the living entities are part and parcel of God, and he's trying to respect them, he is trying to appreciate them, he's trying to help them, he's trying to serve them, and then you'll find the sadhana which he does, that will have a lot of impact. Then he can make a lot of progress like this. And through the living entities, through the devotees, Krishna will act in our life. So that's why we see these two are very closely related. And it is not easy unless we read these sections which are mentioned in Bhagavatam, and we have some evolved consciousness to see that how Krishna and devotee, they are one. That's why Anukulena Krishnanushilanam, in that Srila Rupa Goswami in the word Krishna includes his devotees also. And that's why we'll find at sadhaka level, much of Krishna's reciprocation will come through devotees. At sadhaka level, much of our purification will happen through devotees. Some devotees will give us feedback, some devotees will expose our anarthas, some devotees will create situation where anarthas are exposed, एंड यू मे फील ये ऐसे बात क्यों करता है, मेरे को क्रोध आ जाता है. तो कृष्णा इज मेकिंग हिम इंस्ट्रूमेंट टू expose us that Prabhu, you have so much anger. Now take care of yourself. So that's why we have to know that devotees, they are humble instrument in the hands of Krishna. We don't have to worry. Now you may say, Prabhu, but what about them? They are not behaving properly. They are not doing this properly. So that their purification is between them and Krishna. We don't have to worry. Their purification is between them and their guides, their mentors. We don't have to worry. But as far as I am concerned, Krishna and these devotees, they are helping me to evolve in my consciousness. And that consciousness is very important. If you are blaming, accusing, complaining, then we don't make progress. Our heart will become hard, and the moment's heart becomes hard, then Bhakti Lata will not grow, but other attitudes will grow, other desires will grow, and they are not healthy for devotional service. Like, so that's why on the path of devotion service, one has to be very careful that how I see living entities also along with the way I am trying to relate to Krishna. So in the verse, two phrases, Bhutesu Bad Vairasya, inimical towards others, and Dusataha Parakaye, envious of another's body, are significant. One who is envious of or inimical towards other never experiences any happiness. See, a person burns always. When he is envious or inimical towards others, he can never experience any happiness like that. Although this person may have enough, but because of his enemy and because of his inimical nature towards others, he always has a very bitter experience. He always has a very sad experience. A devotee's vision, therefore, must be perfect. He should ignore bodily distinction and should see only the presence of the part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. One should not see on the base of gross body, but one should see that living entity and part and parcel of the Lord. So you will find when we respect, actually we are not respecting the body, we are respecting the presence of the Supreme Soul. That is the reason, like suppose, if a son slaps a father, then the society will blame the child. That is, what kind of child are you? How you can beat your father? How you can slap your father? But after father dies, same child burns the body of the father. And society glorifies, अरे सही समय पे उनका लड़का आ गया, उसने पूरा अंतिम संस्कार किया. Why? Because the respect is not to the body. Respect is to the presence of the Supreme Soul in the heart of that person. And the respect is to the connection of the soul to that Supreme Soul. That this particular living entity is part and parcel of the Lord. So one should ignore the bodily distinction and should see the presence of the part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. Right? And the Lord Himself. Another reason is many times people they become envious, or sometimes they may take up to adharmic way and means to fulfill their material desires, or they may have feeling that this person is choking my progress, or this person is pulling me down. So one thing is we have to know that nothing happens without the will of the Lord. And any person whom Krishna wants to empower, no matter how many forces are pulling him down, he will be empowered. So we don't have to worry about other aspects. No one can become obstacle in our life. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur makes a very beautiful statement. He says, no one can harm you unless you harm yourself. So no one can harm you unless you harm yourself. So we don't have to worry about those aspects. We have to worry that how I become a humble instrument for the pleasure of the Lord. We have to see that how Krishna is making plan for me to purify. And whatever Krishna wants to happen through me will happen. No one can stop that. We don't have to take up to insecurity because of which we may act in certain way. No, let people act whatever way, and we have to see that as plan of the Lord. And we should focus on our purification. We should focus on how I can become a better servant. We should see that how I should act in a proper way. That is the reason when Bhishma he saw the Pandavas on his arrow bed. So he started crying that, Array, what kind of problems all of you went through? You know, when you have a family where somebody like Bhima, who is having a strength of 10,000 elephants, somebody like Arjuna, who is the best of the archer, you have Yudhishthira Maharaj, who is Dharmaraj, still all of you had to go through so many problems. And now just imagine in case of Pandavas, Krishna was there with them. Pandavas, they never told Krishna that Krishna, आप क्यों इतना प्रॉब्लम डाल रहे हो यार, आप ही के अनुसार सब हो रहा है, लॉर्ड प्लीज प्रोटेक्ट. They underwent those problems. And then Bhishma says, but still you are protected. Why? Because no matter what happened, you never gave a Vipradharma Chutashraya. And that is a devotee. Devotee does not mean problems will not come. Devotee means he never gives shelter of Vipradharma Chutashraya. So even the difficulties will come, he will follow Vipra, he will follow Dharma, he will follow Achyuta. Can you imagine when this Yaksha asked Yudhishthira Maharaj that among the four brothers, whom you want me to bring into life? And Yudhishthira Maharaj says, you can bring either Nakul or Sahadev. Yaksha was surprised, Arey, now war is about to come. And why you want Nakul and Sahadev? You should have asked for Bhima or Arjuna. And then Yudhishthira Maharaj says that from Kunti's side, I am alive. And from Madri's side, also somebody should alive. So hearing this, Yaksha was surprised that Yudhishthira Maharaj, you are really Dharmaraj. When you know that after some time you have to fight a war, still you are not ready to give up your dharma and you want Nakul and Sahadev to be alive. And then he becomes so happy that he makes all four to back to life. And then he reveals how I was testing you. But point is, Yudhishthira Maharaj never gave dharma. So that is a devotee, Vipra Dharma Chutashraya. Because when he does this, then he pleases Krishna. So those who are outsiders or those who are non-devotees, whenever some situation comes, situation is related to material nature. Whenever some interaction comes, interactions are related to other living entities. So whenever situation comes or whenever some interactions come, they try to sort out them externally. But when a devotee encounters some situation or encounters some interaction, he sees that how in this situation I can give pleasure to Krishna. So situation is not good and bad, interaction is not good and bad. Same situation, same interaction has a opportunity for a devotee to give pleasure to Krishna. And if a devotee is having that focus, then every situation is good for a devotee, every interaction is good for a devotee. Just imagine for Dhruv Maharaj when his father did not allow him to sit on the lap. Was that good or bad? It was good. Because if that would not have happened, Dhruv Maharaj would not have become such a great soul. So that interaction became good for him. So devotee's focus is not on the interaction or not on the situation, but his focus is that how in that interaction or situation I can give pleasure to Krishna. And when he sees with that vision, then everything becomes very nice for him. But if he does not see with that vision, then everything becomes very confusing, complex, and miserable. So we have to know we should not become too affected by any interaction with people or any situation. We have to know ultimately Krishna is in control. Okay, somebody may be very smart and trying to pull me down. Or somebody may be again and again criticizing me. So we can deal also in a practical way where we can clarify if he has some misconception. We can keep some distance if our interactions are becoming heated up. But then beyond that, we should not become too disturbed. We should know that Krishna has certain plan. And we can respect that devotee. We can try to see what good he is doing. We can respect him. We can see that how he's practicing nicely. Maybe I'm not able to appreciate him. Maybe I'm having difficulty to interact with him. But then there are other devotees who like him. There are other devotees who value him. So from a distance, we can respect him, and we can try to go more deeper into our spiritual life. But if we envy or if we become inimical, then we lose on our happiness also, and we lose on giving pleasure to Krishna also. So this is the vision of pure devotee, that Lord himself in his plenary expansion as a super soul is present in the heart of a devotee or every living entity. It is expressed here that the Lord is very eager to deliver the conditioned soul who are engaged in the material body. Devotees are expected to carry the message or desire of the Lord to such conditioned soul and enlighten them with Krishna consciousness. So as I was saying that not only devotees, they see other living entities belonging to Krishna. Krishna is there in the heart of those living entities. Devotees, they actually want to help also. So how devotees they help? By trying to help them to appreciate Krishna. Actually, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he says, in Kali Yuga, very few people will have interest in spiritual life. So that is why we should do more Harinam and more Prasadam distribution. So by more Harinam and more Prasadam distribution, what will happen is that people, they will take this, and then in next life they'll become devotees, like that Bhaktivinoda Thakur says. See, one of the reason we see now many people are becoming devotees. So most of them, maybe those people who in their previous life would have attended some Harinam or would have taken some prasadam being distributed by some ISKCON devotees. And now we are doing so much Harinam, we are distributing so much prasad. After some years, we'll find them again taking birth and becoming devotees. So we should try our best how we can help all people so that they can appreciate Krishna. And in that way, we can help them to grow like this. So those who are devotees, they try to help them by taking up to Krishna consciousness, because that is the plan of the Lord. So Krishna becomes very happy when somebody is helping Lord in that plan. Of course, this is not possible for living entities who are lower than the human beings. So obviously, this is not possible for lower living entities, but especially for humans. As such, when we do Harinam, even the trees, the plants, animals, if they hear, they are also benefited. But still, we can do much more benefit to those who have received human forms. Even living entities who are lower than human can be raised to Krishna consciousness by other methods. So see here, he is quoting also. Like Shivanand Sen, he had such service attitude to help. He was very rich, and he would make whole arrangement for all Bengal devotees to come from Bengal to Jagannath Puri. He would take care of their transport, he would take care of their prasadam, he would take care of their accommodation. And he would only finance, he would only manage. And still we see that once when prasadam became late and Nityanand Prabhu became so angry, and Nityanand Prabhu said, why prasadam is late? Where is Shivanand? And then Shivanand Sen comes with folded hand, my dear Lord, please forgive. I became busy in talking to the tax wala person, and it became late. And Nityanand Prabhu became so angry, he kicked on the chest of Shivanand Sen. Now just imagine if somebody is a devotee who is doing such level of service, and then he gets this kind of treatment, he will become wild, right? बहुत हो गया अभी कोई यात्रा के लिए नहीं जाएगा सब कैंसिल. Lekin Nityanand Prabhu, when he kicked him, he became so happy that, my dear Lord, you are giving me such mercy. Like that. So same Shivanand Sen, when he saw one dog joining his party, so he was so compassionate even to that dog also. He would make sure everyone is fed, and he would also make sure the dog also is fed. Then once what happened, he was busy in talking to, because whenever he had to cross from one province to another province, he had to talk to the people on the boundary, and they would take some tax or something. So while he was busy, the dog was lost. And then Shivanand Sen tried searching where is dog, he was not able to find. And he would feel so unhappy that I could not take care of that dog. And that dog was such a nice devotee, he was following our party very nicely. But somewhere he's lost, I don't know what happened to him. But later on, when he reached to Jagannath Puri, he saw same dog with Mahaprabhu. And why Mahaprabhu gave time and mercy to that dog? Because that dog was in touch with Shivanand Sen. So Mahaprabhu gave his Uchchista to the dog. And Mahaprabhu told him, chant Hare Krishna. The dog was chanting Hare Krishna. And then in front of Mahaprabhu chanting Hare Krishna, the dog left and went back to Godhead. So like that, Prabhupada is saying that devotees, how they are very merciful even to the animals also. It is specially mentioned here, the devotee must be free from all violence. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has recommended the devotee should not commit violence to any living entity. Sometimes the question is raised that since vegetables also have life, is that not a violence? Firstly, however, taking some leaves, twigs, or fruit from a tree does not kill the plant. Besides that, Jeev Himsa means that since every living entity has to pass a particular body according to its past karma, although every living entity is eternal, he should not be disturbed in his gradual evolution. A devotee has to execute the principles of devotion service exactly as they are, and he must know that however insignificant a living entity may be, the Lord is present within him. A devotee must realize this universal presence of the Lord. So he's saying one thing is if we are eating fruits or leaves or twigs, then the main plant is not killed. So that is not himsa. Another thing he says is every jiva has to go through different lives. So himsa means when you check the progress of a living entity. And how you check the progress of a living entity? When you eat something which is not meant for you. So humans, when they are eating the plants, so they are not checking the progress of them. They are helping them to go through their other lives. But suppose if a human eats animal and a human is not supposed to eat animal, then he checking the progress of that living entity. And that is considered as himsa. And also, still a devotee tries his best to cause as less pain as possible by eating vegetarian diet only because the animals they have more awakened consciousness compared to plants. So in case of plant, their consciousness is very dormant. So they don't feel so much pain as animals they feel. So that's why devotees they try their best that they cause least pain, and that also they offer to Krishna and then they honor it. So this is a beautiful verse where we see that how the Lord is saying that even though one is respecting the Lord but is envious of others or inimical to others, then he cannot have peace of mind like that. So we have to know and we have to see that the more we see everything belonging to Krishna, more we see everything happening as per the plan of the Lord, it makes us Krishna conscious and it helps us to not get affected mentally or develop these kind of behaviors towards other living entities. And we have to know that how other living entities, how I relate to them, that also is a very important aspect for helping me to develop my consciousness. Otherwise, I may do so much sadhana, but then I'll not make much progress. Hare Krishna. So we'll end here. Next time we'll study the next verse. I think till 27 these verses are. Then we'll go back to the Madhurika further discussion. Okay, any question anyone has, they can ask.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, you said about this distance, sorry, great qualities are Krishna's blessing. Right?
Mhm. Yeah.
which is any quality which is not great, कभी fault finding कर लेते हैं, that also should see as Krishna's mercy in others.
No, whenever we see somebody is having some bad quality, we don't have to see that as Krishna's mercy. We have to see that because of his conditioned nature, it is a temporary quality which he has acquired. Otherwise, as a soul, being a part and parcel of the Lord, he is very pure. Like that.
Yes, right. And one more point you said this about distancing principle. In case you are being more disturbed, then maintain distance. And another point you also mentioned that Krishna is keep sending the devotee before us in order to test us, right?
Yes.
So if Krishna wants to send and we want to maintain distance, and then Krishna will send it anyways. Will send the devotee before us in any either way, and it just leads to frustration. Is it not true?
No. What happens? See, nothing is static. Everything is dynamic. Most of the time, what we feel is the principle of karma, the principle of mercy, Krishna's plan for us. Nothing is static. जैसे डॉक्टर आपके पास आता है, डॉक्टर आपको इंजेक्शन देना चाहता है, कोई तो बीमारी है, तो जब इंजेक्शन दे रहा है तो देख रहा है आप बहुत डर रहे हैं, फिर डॉक्टर क्या बोलता है, अरे छोड़ो दवाई लेके आओ. करेक्ट ना? ही इज डायनेमिक. सेम वे कृष्णा ऑल्सो इज डायनेमिक. अब कृष्णा में मेक अ प्लान एक डिवोटी के माध्यम से कि प्रभु इनको थोड़ा प्योरीफाई कर. डिवोटी ऐसा प्योरीफाई कर रहा है कि आप झेल नहीं पा रहे हो. तो फिर कृष्णा अंडरस्टैंड कि ठीक है, दूसरे डिवोटी को इंस्ट्रूमेंट बनाना पड़ेगा, ये थोड़ा ज्यादा होगा इसके लिए. तो ऐसा कुछ स्टैटिक नहीं है. बट पॉइंट क्या है, जो भी होता है हम उसे भगवान की कृपा देखें, लेकिन आर्टिफिशियली नहीं कर सकते ना. अगर कोई आपको कुछ कर रहा है और आपको बहुत मुश्किल हो रहा है, आप सोच रहे हो लेकिन बार बार जो है नेगेटिविटी आ रही है उस डिवोटी के प्रति, तो क्या करना चाहिए उस सिचुएशन में? आप क्या बेस्ट कर सकते हो अपनी कॉन्शियसनेस को प्रोटेक्ट करने के लिए? डिस्टेंस ही कर सकते हो ना.
यस यस.
क्योंकि पास में रहोगे तो बहुत हेट्रेड आ रहा है उसके प्रति, नेगेटिविटी आ रही है. तो प्रैक्टिकल क्या है, आप उनसे दूर रहिए और भगवान से प्रार्थना कीजिए, भक्ति कीजिए, फिर धीरे धीरे करके उनको दूर से रिस्पेक्ट कीजिए. एंड देन डोंट वरी, कृष्णा विल मेक सम अदर प्लान. तो हमको क्या करना है, ऑनेस्टली कृष्णा कॉन्शियसनेस को कल्टीवेट करना है. आर्टिफिशियली नहीं करना है. आर्टिफिशियली आप बहुत फ्रस्ट्रेट हो जाओगे और फिर बाद में सब कुछ छोड़ दोगे. हमको ऑनेस्टली करना है. एंड कृष्णा इज वेरी डायनेमिक, ही हैज मेनी वेज टू प्यूरिफाई. डोंट वरी. स्टैटिक कुछ नहीं है, ना ही कर्म का सिद्धांत भी स्टैटिक है. सब डायनेमिक है. वो लॉर्ड के ऊपर है, कैसे करेंगे, कैसे होगा. बट लॉर्ड हमसे क्या चाहते हैं कि हम ऑनेस्टली कल्टीवेट करें अपना कृष्णा कॉन्शियसनेस, अपने हार्ट को सॉफ्ट करें, हार्ट को प्योरीफाई करें. भगवान हर चीज के नियंता हैं, कंट्रोलर हैं, उस रूप में देखें. और लिविंग एंटिटीज को हेट्रेट ना करें, एनवी ना करें. किसी से जेन्युइनली हमको लग रहा है और हमारे लिए मुश्किल हो रहा है तो डिस्टेंस मेंटेन कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि हमारा उतना लेवल नहीं है. अब आप देखिए, जैसे तुकाराम महाराज है, तो सालों मालो जो थे उनसे भी वो एनवी नहीं करते थे. अभी हम उस स्थिति में रहते हैं तो हम तो एनवी करते हैं उनसे, राइट ना? तो हमारे लिए कुछ अलग होता, लेकिन तुकाराम महाराज के लिए अलग है. सुरेश है, वो कोला तुंगा के लिए प्रे कर रहा है भगवान से जाके कि भगवान कोला तुंगा को भगवान के धाम भेज दो. अभी हमारे केस में हम कितना भी फिलॉसफी सुन लें, अगर कोई ऐसा व्यक्ति हमारे जीवन में आ जाए तो हम ये प्रे कर ही नहीं सकते कि आप उसको भगवान के धाम भेज दो. करेक्ट ना?
यस.
तो हमारे को ऑनेस्ट भी रहना है, लेकिन हमारे को कल्टीवेट भी करना है जो भगवान चाहते हैं. तो प्रैक्टिकल वे में उसको धीरे धीरे करके आगे बढ़ना है. ठीक है. और हमको ये देखना चाहिए कि मैं उस लेवल पे नहीं हूं तो ये मेरी कमी है. हमें उसको ब्लेम नहीं करना चाहिए, देखो कितना गंदा है इसलिए मैं डिस्टेंस रख रहा हूँ. हमको रखना चाहिए somehow आई एम नॉट so advanced, I can't handle him and I can't appreciate him although he is part and parcel of God. So because I am less advanced, so let me maintain a distance. Consciousness इस रूप में होना चाहिए. ठीक है.
यस प्रजी. थैंक यू प्रजी.
थैंक यू. Anyone else?
Hare Krishna.
हाँ, यस प्रकाश, हरे कृष्णा।
जी अगर कोई डिवोटी हमसे डिस्टेंस रख रहा है ऐसा हमें लग रहा है तो उस केस में क्या करना है?
अ, अगर आपको लगता है कि कुछ मिसअंडरस्टैंडिंग है, आपको लगता है कि कुछ इस टाइप का हुआ है, तो क्लैरिफाई कर सकते हैं उनके पास में जाके, और पूछ भी सकते हैं कि प्रभु, ऐसा मुझे लग रहा है कि आप मुझसे डिस्टेंस रख रहे हो, कुछ हुआ है क्या, लेकिन क्लैरिफाई, ऐसा है, उसमें कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। हो सकता है कि कुछ आप दोनों में कुछ इंटरेक्शन हुआ हो, या उनको कुछ फीलिंग आया हो, क्योंकि डिवोटीज भी क्या बहुत अलग अलग प्रकार के होते हैं। कुछ डिवोटीज बहुत सेंसिटिव होते हैं, थोड़ा सा भी कुछ हुआ तुरंत डिस्टेंस कर लेंगे, आपको बताएंगे भी नहीं। तो अलग अलग प्रकार के डिवोटीज होते हैं, तो हम लोग ऑनेस्टली जो है उनसे बात कर सकते हैं। और कुछ डिवोटीज का नेचर भी होता है कि वो थोड़ा सबसे ही डिस्टेंस रखते हैं, उनमें थोड़ा इम्पर्सनल टेंडेंसीज रहती हैं। तो they have to work out on themselves, and you see what best you can do for your growth. ठीक है, ओके, थैंक यू प्रकाश ब्रो।
कृष्ण
यस अनुराग ब्रो।
told one point like devotee even in difficult situations he has to take shelter of his other Machidasha. Give example of
या
Mr. Mara.
या या
Like after some time Prati, it happens like means we take shelter even in difficult times. We have we keep some expectation that now we are taking it's, uh, means Lord should get pleased. So but
Your question is that we may take Vipradharmachyutasya shelter in difficult time, but we get this expectation that the Lord should be pleased, and then
we take shelter Prati by keeping that expectation that Lord should get pleased. But it's not good enough. So how not keep that
no, no, having this expectation is not bad. Okay, I want to follow this so that Krishna is pleased. बट हैविंग एक्सपेक्टेशन कि देखो भगवान, मैंने अब ये फॉलो किया है, और अब आप जो मेरे को रेस्पिकेट करना है ना, वो गलत है। लेकिन लॉर्ड प्लीज करना, वो एक्सपेक्टेशन रखना, वो तो बहुत अच्छा है। लेकिन जनरली डिवोटीज क्या है, वैसा एक्सपेक्टेशन रख लेते हैं कि देखो मैंने इतना भक्ति किया है, अब मेरे जीवन में कुछ बुरा नहीं होना चाहिए, सब ठीक होना चाहिए। और बहुत डिवोटीज की लाइफ में ऐसा देखा गया है कि जब डिफिकल्टी आती है, मानो किसी की तुरंत जॉब चली जाए, या किसी के घर में कुछ समबडी लीव्स, और या इनको एकदम हेल्थ कोई क्राइसिस आ जाता है, तो क्योंकि इन्होंने बिना किसी को बताए अंदर ही अंदर बहुत एक्सपेक्टेशन डेवलप कर ली है कि मैं भक्त हूँ, मैंने इतना अच्छा भक्ति किया है, मैंने इतना अच्छा सेवा किया है, तो भगवान मेरे साथ कुछ भी बुरा नहीं करेंगे। और जब ऐसा होता है तो उसका फेथ बहुत हिल जाता है, वो भक्ति छोड़ देता है। तो हमारे को एक्सपेक्टेशन नहीं रहना चाहिए, भगवान हमारे साथ कभी बुरा नहीं कर रहे हैं, वो अच्छा ही कर रहे हैं। अब क्या हमारा इतना प्रारब्ध है, तो वो प्रारब्ध तो आएगा, और उसके लिए हम भगवान को ब्लेम कर देते हैं। वो तो हम भक्ति में हैं, तो भगवान का हमको शेल्टर लेना चाहिए, और भगवान प्रयास करेंगे, जो भगवान को लगता है हमारे लिए अच्छा है, उसके अनुसार जो कम ज्यादा करना है वो लॉर्ड करेंगे। लेकिन हमारा एक्सपेक्टेशन नहीं रहना चाहिए। रियल डिवोटी मीन्स आशीष आपादिरता, चाहे लॉर्ड हमको दुख दें चाहे सुख दें, लेकिन हम भगवान के चरण ना छुए, ऐसा। इनफैक्ट कौन रियल डिवोटी है, वो जब इस प्रकार की सिचुएशन आती है उसी में ही पता चलता है। अब जैसे इस्कॉन में बहुत सारे डिवोटीज हैं, अब कल को कुछ हो जाए, जैसे कि मानो कि अभी बिल्कुल भी लक्ष्मी नहीं है, और रोज खिचड़ी खाने को मिल रहा है, फिर कितने डिवोटीज टिकते हैं वो पता चलेगा, दे आर रियल काउंट डिवोटी। अब कुछ पनीर की वजह से टिके हैं, कुछ पकौड़ा की वजह से टिके हैं, तो रियल डिवोटीज तो दुख में ही पता चलता है। ऐसा है, वो भगवान का सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट एक टेस्ट है डिवोटी की लाइफ में, और हम सबकी लाइफ में आएगा, और आता है, क्योंकि प्रारब्ध तो है ही हमारे, भगवान हमारे प्रारब्ध को यूज करके उसको परीक्षा के रूप में इस्तेमाल कर लेते हैं कि हाउ ही विल बी कृष्णा कॉन्शियस इन दिस सिचुएशन। वी हैव टू नो दैट वट एवर इट इज, आई कांट लीव द लोटस फीट ऑफ द लॉर्ड, एंड लेट मी ट्राई हाउ आई कैन प्लीज कृष्णा इन दिस सिचुएशन। Correct, no?
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so thank you very much, all devotees, for taking more time coming to Party Hare Krishna.